When was the moment that you realised that you have an absolutely fantastic voice? Does that even happen to people?
I think it does happen to people, but it didn't happen to me because I was really a pianist composer. And teachers would say, why don't you play for the pretty girl who sings so nicely? Oh. And so I would play, but the problem was I was imitating Robert Plant all the time. And at 7 and 8, that wasn't working yet. I hadn't quite found my vocal chops. So I think I sounded like a distressed frog.
Oh, that's a good one. I normally sound like that.
But it took time, and then once I kept practicing and singing in the shower, and then by 11, they weren't laughing so much anymore.
And now there's another young lady who's been singing in the shower, and that's how you found out that your daughter can actually sing. Is that developing in any way?
She's much better than I was, and she really likes the blues.
Really?
Yes, she does. I was brought up, I was classically trained, and she doesn't relate to that music as much. When I get up really early and start just playing, we were just in Florida, and I was up every morning playing and composing, and she would just say, you know, I love it when you play that kind of music, Mom, but classical music isn't my thing.
Now let's talk about you again and talk about your songs. Throughout your musical career, most of your songs, if not all of them, are really, really personal, and you've been exploring the topic of womanhood a lot. What do you think of women in the 21st century?
I think it's a challenging time because the women that I meet all over the world seem to be torn between being providers and carrying their femininity. It's almost as if some women have come to believe that if they're too feminine, then they're not powerful. And what I'm learning is that my strength is being able to be vulnerable and sit with the very tough male corporate suits in the music industry and not have to think that I have to be like them or to be ruthless like they are.
Okay, I see. An exciting thing, the piano's back in your performances, isn't it, with your last year's record, Midwinter Graces. Excuse me for that. How do you feel about that? Are you going to incorporate it a lot in the shows that now back into the center of the stage?
Well, the thing is, making so many records, and I'm very blessed and thankful to be able to do that, but I needed to keep exploring, especially as a composer. I don't believe in making my last record again, and it's just not it's not building sonic structures. You know, for me, it's all about sonic architecture, and you don't build the same building twice.
Absolutely.
So I needed to get away from the piano with electronic keyboards for a while and sampled sounds, and the piano's always been there, but sometimes she's sharing. And now I think that right in my next project I'm about ready to do, I think she's going to take the center.